Does the Long Island medium's ex-husband believe in her powers? Long Island medium star Theresa Caputo has endured her fair share of criticism from skeptics, and will no doubt continue to do so as her show and accompanying persona continue to gain traction. Shouldering anxiety and fear is nothing new for Caputo, however, who told people she's been sensing other people's emotions since she was a child. "If somebody was nervous, I'd pick that up and my heart would start pounding," she explained. When the reality star and psychic medium met her now ex-husband Larry, the couple separated in December 2017 after 28 years together. As per People, at the age of 17, Caputo was at the mercy of spirits everywhere she went. Caputo admitted Larry must have thought she was crazy. The medium would have frequent panic attacks, particularly while traveling, and over time they got worse. "If I was in a car and I was having anxiety, whether I was feeling something or just the fear that something was going to happen, I would just start screaming. 'I need to get out of here.' I would scream at the top of my lungs. 'Pull over, I have to get out of the car.' It was horrible," she recalled to People. Larry figured out how to handle her, considering himself an anchor in Caputo's toughest moments, but admitted it freaked him out at the time. Still, he reasoned, "I just cared for her enough that I wasn't going to let that affect us. It was a pattern, and it wouldn't last long. I knew that, so it's just a matter of getting through whatever amount of time it took her." Even so, it took the Long Island medium a decade before she finally came clean about what was really going on in her head. In an interview with HuffPost Live, she revealed a time when even leaving the house was too much for her. When Caputo finally told him, her then-husband immediately saw a positive change, like a weight had been lifted off her shoulders. As Caputo tells it, Larry figured, "You know what, hun, if you think talking to dead people makes you feel better, you go right ahead, because it's making my life a hell of a lot easier." After attending group sessions with her and learning all about how Caputo knew she had a gift, Larry realized there's really something here. Although he was a skeptic, like many people, once the conversation opened up and he began witnessing Caputo in action, he understood certain childhood experiences of his own were real. Looking back on his life and realizing, "Now I know that that was my grandmother." The secret about Long Island medium you weren't supposed to know. Long Island medium star Theresa Caputo has dodged questions for years about whether she can actually communicate with the dead. Regardless of what you personally believe about Caputo's powers, there's no arguing with how she helps her clients heal after the loss of a loved one. The brassy New Yorker likes to face skeptics head-on, telling the Chicago Tribune she doesn't care what anyone thinks of her work. "It doesn't matter to me if people believe in what I do. I want people to believe in themselves and to know that their departed loved ones are still with them," Caputo explained. As she sees it, they just want to know that their loved ones are in the spirit world. "And if I give them a feeling of validation for this, that's all that matters to me." Still, there are some who believe Caputo to be a phony, and one investigator, in particular, has set out to prove it once and for all. According to a scathing report in Radar Online, controversial private investigator Ron Tebow says, "Theresa is like a vulture preying on the most vulnerable." Tebow created Fraud Whistleblower site, where he's gathered plenty of footage of the Long Island medium star supposedly messing up readings during live performances. Chief among Tebow's criticisms of Caputo is that she's a cold reader who uses high-probability questioning during consultations with her clients to determine how best to conduct the session. Likewise, at live shows, she'll ask the group a question like, "Who lost an older male relative to heart problems?" It's the oldest trick in the medium's book. When casting for her hit reality show, the medium chooses clients only after extensive research, so she can manipulate on-screen conversations for the best and most dramatic readings possible, according to her critics. It's worth noting, as Radar Online details, several of Caputo's fans have left her shows feeling less than satisfied with the experience. Likewise, a reporter from her hometown paper slammed the Long Island Medium star after a shoddy reading. In my humble opinion, Caputo is a damn good performer, and she's got undeniably likable sass and charisma. I just don't think she speaks with the dead. Or she didn't the night that I saw her, Jamie Frenchie wrote in the Long Island Press. Bravo host Andy Cohen also called Caputo out for fishing during his reading, according to Radar Online, which is something many audience members have complained about over the years. According to Thibault, who claims to have privately spoken with many of her clients, Caputo tends to make lucky guesses after cold reading or analyzing a client's body language, but that's all there is to it.